time to kick off this arm workout today. I am smelling a lot of marijuana right now. Somebody's toasted in here. Good times, I guess. Just to give you guys a little science behind why smoking before a workout is not a good idea. We got to remember, our goal for a workout is a performance increase. If it's going to decrease our performance, then we don't want that. What smoking is going to do, whether it's cigarettes or pharmaceuticals or anything that's going to enter the lungs, is going to cause vasoconstriction. Vasoconstriction means that you're not getting as much oxygen in your bloodstream. You're not going to get a dilation of those blood cells through that oxygen intake, which means that metabolite delivery to the muscles is going to be decreased. In general, not a good idea. It's not going to boost your performance. Some people will claim that it does. Definitely a placebo. Given placebos are proven to be a thing, like they are scientific, but for the general population, placebos are not something that you should be standing on as the entirety of everything that you do in your life. So just keep that in mind next time that you are thinking about going and smoking before a workout. Probably not the best idea. All right, first thing we're going to do is some bicep curls on an incline bench. Since we are working totally cold right now, we're going to start off with a nice light weight, 25 pounds. Just keeping a nice focus on controlling the weight, knocking out maybe around like 10 to 12 reps. Nothing too crazy. Easy. Now that that's out of the way, we can go and grab some heavier weight. Now normally, for these, I will bump myself straight to the 60 pounders. But in this case, I'm going to roll to 55s as the starting point. See how it goes, see if I can't control the weight a little bit better than I normally would. Given I feel like my control, even with 60 pounders, is not that bad. But since today is a designated arm day and we're not working larger muscle groups, we're going to put a little more emphasis on controlling the weight for each movement. There we go. That's a little bit better angle, I think. Unless you guys want a side angle. Yeah, that ought to work. One mistake I see a lot of people make on a regular basis is they'll take their pre-workout right before they start hitting the gym. You want to give your pre-workout about 15 to 20 minutes to really get into your system before you go and you start pounding out a workout. And if you're taking a pre-workout carb source, which I usually do, I usually have like a cereal bar or a Rice Krispie treat right before my workout. You want to give that another like 20 to 25 minutes. So pre-workout, we're talking anywhere between like 15 and 20. And then the carbohydrate bar, 20 to 25. And if you're eating before a workout, you want to give that around 1 to 2 hours because you want to let digestion do its job first. Oh, that burns. Those 55s, they hit. And as always, rest times between sets will always be between 2 and 5 minutes. Lately, I've been seeing a lot of big fitness influencers. They're preaching short rest times for arms. It's not how it works. Your arms still get depleted of glycogen, just like any other muscle group. Your arms still have to take time to regenerate that energy, just like any other muscle group. So your rest times should be very similar to other muscle groups. Where you could start putting in the spectrum is due to the fact that arms are smaller in general, you may not need as much rest. Like for a leg day, I'm 100%. I'm going to be taking like 4 or 5 minutes between each set on a leg day. Whereas for arms, I could realistically get away with 2-minute sets. 2 minutes in between each set. And that's just because muscle size means less time needed to generate that energy. But you still need longer than 1 minute. And that's just based off the research that we have. I forgot to set my watch, but I got it set now. So I'm going to start timing my sets too. Typically for me, I do between 2 and 5 minutes of rest, and I make sure that my heart rate drops below 100 beats per minute. This is something I will always follow, always try to do. That way I can get as much performance as humanly possible out of my muscle groups as I can. We're approaching about 2 minutes now. It's feeling like it's about time to hit it. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Oh, shoot. All right, we're going to do some quarter reps. Michelle, thank you for joining me. Happy Tuesday. Thank you. Feeling nice and pumped up right now. So I think picking the 55-pound dumbbell was a good choice. As I said before, I dropped the weight by 5 pounds. Usually I would start with 60s, but we're focusing more on control this time. And as seen in these sets, I'm trying to get a nice quick contraction up, but then focusing on that eccentric as the slow portion of the lift. This allows for a lot of tension in that mid to lengthened range of the muscle. And that will be ideal for growth. I gotta say, I should start wearing the hat more often in the gym. It's a lot easier to clip my mic to the hat than it is to have it clipped to my shirt. A lot more convenient. I'm feeling pretty good, pumped up right now. The pre-workout that I took today is OB Mix by Ekkovision. It's definitely more of a like mid-tier pre-workout. They have it, Ekkovision has it under their budget-friendly pre-workout assignment. Ekkovision, they have like 10 different pre-workouts. It's insane. They have a pre-workout for every single need. Everything from non-stim to very high stim. Whew. I am burning right now. Anyways, I've got links to all the products that I use in the description in this live stream. Please feel free when you get a chance, click on the link, check them out. This won't appeal to everybody, but some of you may appreciate it. Almost ready for the next set. Again, we're averaging about 2 minutes in between each set. For the arms, it seems to be the ideal amount of time. So let's get it. I'm gonna do another set. 55 pounds. One, 2, 3, 4. Oh, come on. That's it. 5 reps and a few quarter reps. We'll take it. Woo. Burn it. Feel like my muscles are just gonna tear out of my skin. Look at that. Turning white just from touching it. That's how you know the pump is on point. There's so much blood flow right now. Thank you, thank you. Trying to be an impressive specimen over here. It's a lot of work, man. I'm tired. I've been considering, because a lot of my bodybuilding friends, they take Cialis as a pre-workout. I've been strongly considering doing that. Apparently, some of the benefits is like it's good for your heart, can help aid in blood pressure issues, which I actually have fairly high blood pressure, probably from all the caffeine intake that I have. You guys don't even want to know how much caffeine I take every single day. And then the pumps in the gym, it's great for performance, getting a wicked pump. It's good stuff. The next thing I want to do is some hammer curls. One thing that I lack is round biceps. I got a very long bicep head, so my insertion point from my elbow joint is not even 2 fingers. When we look at this, it's like, honestly, it's about 1 finger before we reach my actual elbow joint. So very long bicep heads, which means that getting a nice bicep peak is kind of a challenge. Genetics, man. Gotta love them. I think for my first set of hammer curls, we're gonna keep the 55s. Hammer curls are a little bit easier to do. So realistically, you should be able to hammer curl heavier weight. And the reason for that is you have a lot more muscle activation going on. So it's not just your biceps moving the weight, but you also have your brachialis muscle here. Brachioradialis here actually contributes a little bit. There's a lot of grip associated to a hammer curl. And need I say it, yeah, even your front delt will be activating a little bit in a hammer curl. So a lot going on with a hammer curl in comparison to a traditional curl. So what I just did a minute ago was an incline curl, which forced my arm back behind my body into a lengthened position. A little bit better for that stretch-mediated hypertrophy. Mohammed, what's up? Thanks for joining the live stream. Incline curls just really, really great for hitting the long head of the bicep. If we're aiming for the short head, then we want to have an elbow flex or shoulder flex position. So that would be more of like a preacher curl variation. We will hit some preacher curls at the end of the biceps workouts that we do today. We also are going to hit triceps today too. So a lot on the plate. So a good way to think about it: lengthen position, incline curl, long head of the bicep. Preacher curl, short head of the bicep. Hammer curl, you're working your biceps, but you're also working the brachialis, which we want for that thickness in the arm. All right, I'm gonna do these just seated, regular. So I'll set the bench up. There's a slight incline, but it's only enough for me to be able to lean into the bench. As you can see, the sweat's already building up. Good times. Let's get it. Judah, how's it going? Thanks for joining the live. I'm doing well. Man, challenging today. But we got to get it. It's definitely harder to do hammer curls seated than it is to do them standing. And a lot of people, they say standing people tend to cheat because their bodies swing forward and backwards like this. The reality is, when you have, like, I'm a 260-pound guy, right? I'm curling 55s right now in each hand. 55 pounds, when you bring it forward like that, it is virtually impossible to keep your body from leaning into it. That is called physics, and a lot of people don't seem to understand that. But on the flip side too, because you are able to bring your arms forward, bring your body forward, there is an aspect that does make that lift easier. So if you're doing a hammer curl with, like, let's say for instance, I'll go as high as 80-pound dumbbells for my hammer curls. My body is forced to come forward because 80 pounds is like a third of my body weight, right? So we're forced to come forward, and there's going to be a mechanism where your arm, as it comes forward, is going to allow for you to shorten that muscle easier. So in theory, a standing bicep curl is easier because of the mechanics of the direction that weight is pulling on your body. Whereas seated, because you're not swinging into it a little bit, having that forward lean, you're forced to lean back into a seat and actually curl the weight. You're not going to be able to have that swing forward, giving you a mechanical advantage for that mid to shortened range of the movement. I'm going to do one more set seated. Keep the camera forward of my body this time. One, two. I don't live stream at home. My bad, bro. I don't live stream in my house because I don't want people to see inside of my house. Every now and then I'll take videos in my house, but I always position myself in a way where not enough of my home is in sight for people to get a good idea of the structure and layout of my home. As for my own privacy, I will never do live streams in my home because I want to stay private. I want my home to be private. Oof. We're burning up over here. Muscles are sore and tight, pumped full of blood. It's about time for me to move to a machine though, because we're going to do machine-based preacher curls. So, got to put this weight away. There we go. I'm feeling it. This is a good workout. Sometimes the first few sets really determine how your workout goes. They can set the entire stage for your workout. All right, here we go. Gotta get set up here. I love preacher curls. This machine's kind of meh, but it gets the job done. That's good enough. Full stack. So the downside to this machine is, as you guys can see, my tension profile. I have like a good inch of movement there before the weight actually catches. But we'll work with what we got. And then my ability to bring this to my body is pretty limited as well. And most of that is because of the mechanism of the machine itself. The mechanics are just not ideal for good range. But I'm getting a lot of tension in the mid-range, so we'll take it. All right, good luck, Michelle. Thanks for joining us today. Yeah, YouTube definitely doesn't push the live streams as much as TikTok does. My average live stream on TikTok would get me between 2,000 and 5,000 viewers. Obviously during the entire duration of the live, 2,000 and 5,000. I've had a few lives that hit 15,000. But I'm hoping that as my YouTube channel grows, the live stream starts to become more popular. And then hopefully I actually get more fitness related questions and can start making it even more educational. So when I'm in between sets, I'm not just gasping for breath into camera. I'm actually like responding to questions and giving people information to roll with. I've got this totally maxed out. I think I'm about to throw my gym pin on there and add another like 50 pounds. And for those of you wondering, this is a gym pin. I do have it linked in my bio, and it is designed to be an additional pin that you can just throw on a weight stack and then load it with plates. So the thick part is for loading the Olympic style plates onto. The thin part is for sliding it in to the pin slot on the weight stack. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go and grab two 25-pound plates and add that to the stack, because I think I can do it. Let's see how this goes. We got an extra 50 on here, so it's the whole stack plus 50. To give you guys a weight reference. So the whole stack is 150 pounds, and then we just added 50 on there, so 200 pounds. We'll see how this goes. Is it a realistic 200 pounds? No, because it's a cable. And the pulley system on this definitely takes some of that tension, but we're going to count it as 200 anyways, because why not? I'll let one of you in the comments do the math on how much tension is taken away by the pulleys. Let's see here. We got two pulleys on here. Oh. Yep, definitely not doing a bunch of reps with that. All right, let's take a 25 off because that's a little bit more than I anticipated. The fact that I even got one is impressive. That's rough. Oh man. That shot our heart rate up into the 120s. Oh. Well, thanks for joining me today. All of you who filter in and out, I really appreciate you. I appreciate the support. Please subscribe, share, let your friends know that there's a new informational YouTube channel coming out surrounding fitness. Trying to get over 1,000 followers. That way I can start actually being on YouTube's main algorithm for live streaming. I do have TikTok. On TikTok, I have over 1,000 videos, all informational, mostly short form. So if you're trying to save time and you just want to scroll through, there's over 1,000 videos there. Instagram, same thing. I don't know how many posts I have on Instagram yet, but I know it's getting close to or slightly over 1,000 posts on Instagram. Again, all informational. Same handle as my YouTube. So please go check them out. Help me grow on here. Gotta hit one more set of these. Then after this, it's gonna be a little bit redundant. That's okay. I feel like I can hit a little more volume today. But we're gonna do some cable hammer curls. That'll be my final bicep exercise before we roll into triceps. All right, heart rate is below 100, so we're gonna hit this next set. Two. Come on. Oh, that hurts. That's painful. it's time for the cables. We gotta hit it. Oof. All right. This should be good. I'm going to use a machine I have only ever used like one other time. All right, let's see. We'll use my D handles on this. Actually, no, we're not going to use the D handles. We're going to use my rope attachments. These guys. And one of the pins is missing on this. One of the carabiners. So that's why I bring my own. What we're going to do is we're tying a knot into the rope. That'll decrease the amount of length on the rope so that when I'm doing my curls, I can get full range of motion. And we're going to reposition this to here. This is a free motion cable machine. I'm going to set it to 70 just to test it out. Ugh. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh yeah, that hits. That hits good. Whew. It's painful actually. That's a tough one. We got to pull these down to really see the lats. There we go. I'm a big proponent for doing posing post-workout. Arnold used to preach in between sets. The problem is that you want to have optimal performance in your muscles for each set. So if you're posing in between each set, you're actually wasting muscle energy on those posing routines. The concept makes a little bit of sense because you want to be able to practice posing when you're exhausted. That's going to force more muscular endurance, help you to be able to avoid that shaking that people get when they're on stage. But from a practical standpoint, if you're trying to grow muscle, you want to be able to have that muscle function optimally for every set. So posing in between sets doesn't make sense. You can always do your posing post-workout when you're at your most exhausted, and that will still simulate an ideal scenario for if you were on stage. Because let's be real, after months of depleting your body of nutrients, you are exhausted when you step on the bodybuilding stage. So 70 pounds was enough on this machine to tire me out. So we're gonna leave it at 70 pounds. We're gonna do another set. We're gonna take this set to failure and go from there. Try and set my grip up so I have to really squeeze the rope. Two, three, Oh, that hurts. Oh my goodness. That kicked my butt. But you guys can clearly see the pumps are setting in. Absolutely wild. I'm struggling to breathe right now. And I just learned something new. Didn't realize my tripod has a special holder for the receiver from my wireless mic. That's funny. I feel kind of silly now. I want to hit one more set of these. I felt pretty good on that. I feel like I can do just a little bit more. So that's what we're going to do. We're almost to 45 minutes of just biceps given. Long break times. Triceps will move a lot quicker. I'm only going to be doing 2 tricep exercises, so we should be able to knock triceps out in about 15 to 20 minutes. All right. Heart rate is below 100. I'm going to bump the weight up 1 notch. Puts us from 70 to 80 pounds. And let's get to it. Gotta make sure my grip is nice and tight. Deep breath. 1, 2, 3. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Okay, we're knocking out quarters. Quarter reps, let's go. Jeez, that hurts. That was good. That was a good set. I feel accomplished on that one. I feel like I gave everything that I could. it wouldn't have done any good to try and shoot for more than that. Quarter reps are a good thing, guys. So we know that muscle hypertrophy is even more ideal to failure if you push your muscles to total failure. So that means once you fail out at full range of motion, that is peak muscle failure. But we also have literature that shows that muscles grow very well in the mid to lengthened position. So there's at least 5 articles out there now that show that muscles will grow ideally in their lengthened position. They call that stretch-mediated hypertrophy. I don't know why I blanked out on that for a second. So my concept that I implement into my workouts and that a lot of new influencers are starting to implement into theirs is when I fail at full range of motion, then I hit partials, because that partial rep is going to have my muscle in the lengthen to mid-range. Once I've done that, I know that I've done what I needed to do to follow the science. And we know intensity is extremely important. Well, when you hit in that mid to lengthen position at the end, when you're failing, totally failing out, I think that's about as intense as it gets. Now I'm gonna take my ropes off. These are mine. I always bring my own equipment to the gym because the gym always has very abused equipment and they don't always have the equipment that I want to use. And again, I always bring my own carabiners too, because the gym doesn't always have these laying around where they should be. So it comes in handy. I had to use one of mine today, so always have a few spares ready to go. We will be using these tricep ropes again, but I'm gonna put them back in the bag for now because I got some other stuff that I'm gonna use first. And realistically speaking, I could use this free motion machine for my triceps. I don't like the positioning that it would put me in. So we're gonna actually shift our operation over to the cables on the other side of the gym. Ugh. There we go. It should be a little bit better. A set of Vulcan straps. These things are absolutely essential in my opinion. My training since I've started implementing the Vulcan straps has improved so much. Can't even describe to you guys. The reason why these are so convenient is you got these little handholds. You got one at the bottom, one in the middle. You don't have to use your grip. So if I'm doing like a lat pullover, I don't have to use my hands to hold on to it. I can just slide my hands in and do my lat pullovers. For triceps, same thing. Just have my hands in there. Do my tricep extensions. These things are phenomenal. Same thing if you're doing face pulls. Rather than having like to use straps to grip onto something and having to like have your grip active, You can just slide your hands into the Vulcan straps like so. Get it against the back of your hand and hold on to it like this. Minimal grip activation. It's pressed against the back of your hand. And you can do your face pulls, you can do your lat pull downs, you can do rows, tricep extensions. I mean, look at that. Easy, simple. Everybody should have one of these. If you're serious about your fitness and growing muscle, everybody should have one of these. Every gym should supply these. By far the best piece of equipment that I have in my bag. I have two of them. I have one that's a little bit shorter. And I use them both. All right, let's get to it. We're gonna do some triceps. We're gonna start with our arms at our side. We'll have a slight bend to our waist. The concept that you have to be close to the cable when you're doing your tricep extensions is kind of silly. You can be away, but the important thing is making sure that wherever you're standing, your upper arm stays in alignment with your spine. That is gonna dictate the level of shoulder flexion and extension that you have, which are the important factors for biasing certain heads of the tricep. So if we're bending over to do our extensions, we need to make sure our arms stay in alignment with our spine. Just like so. If I scoot back a little bit, that's fine. No matter where I'm at, I want to make sure my arms stay in alignment with my spine. There we go. That's how you do it. One of these days, I'm going to do the 8-hour arm workout by Rich Piana. Just for kicks. Just so you guys know, he guaranteed that you'd get 1 to 1.5 inches of growth out of that one workout. What that 1 to 1.5 inches is this actually inflammation from all of the damage caused to the muscles. So it's not real growth. You give it about 4 or 5 days for that inflammation to go down. You're not going to be growing much from something like that, but it is a fun YouTube quality type video to do. So one of these days I'll do it just for kicks. 8 hours of just arms. I'm gonna bump this weight up. I'm thinking 160. I think if I was fresh, if I started my workout with triceps before I rolled into biceps, I could probably do the full stack, which is 200 pounds. But since I am pretty fatigued, I'm tired as heck. 160 is probably gonna be it. The set prior to this set, I was at 140. I was able to hit 12 reps at 140, so I'm assuming like 8 to 10 reps at 160. I might be assuming too much. I guess we'll find out. Let's see. Heart rate is below 100, so let's get it. That's it. I knew bumping it up was going to be freaking rough. But that's what we want. We want to hit failure. Every set, we want to hit failure. I can honestly say I effectively hit failure that set. These pumps are freaking wild. I need to put on like another 40 pounds, preferably not in my belly. Trying to get in the 300-pound club for my bodybuilding bulk. And then when I cut down, I'll hopefully be able to cut into like the 220 range. My last bodybuilding show, I competed at 200 flat, which I think for being as lean as I was, 200 is a pretty good competition weight. But to compete in the higher levels of bodybuilding, I've got to hit closer to my weight cap. So for my height, I'm 6'2". In the NPC, my weight cap for my height in classic physique is 232 pounds. So we got to make it happen. We got to get higher than that. So that's the goal, 232 at the end of the day. But in the next season, I'd be pretty happy if I could just put on another 10 to 20 pounds. Ideally 20 pounds. And for those of you wondering, that 20 pounds is not going to happen naturally. There's just no way. At my point in time, with how well trained my body is, it's not physically possible to put 20 pounds of muscle on in 1 year naturally. All right, here we go. We're going to do one more set of these. We're going to go to total failure. That's it. Now we got to hit some overhead extensions. The hypertrophy coach, Joe Bennett, very appropriately named these Rapunzel extensions because it looks like you're pulling on very long braids of hair. You can take that wherever you want. Gonna bump the weight back down to about 130. We're gonna get this set up. I think right about there should be a good spot for the camera. We want the cable to be in alignment with the upper arm. So that way when we're pulling it, the load distribution goes straight through those elbow extensors, i.e. the triceps. Come on. I recently filmed a video on TikTok. I'll be posting it to YouTube soon. This girl was saying that protein shakes are really bad for you, and went over the list of ingredients, which was basically a bunch of different seed oils, which if you're not allergic to it, it's not bad for you. Protein, which if you're not allergic to that type of protein, then it's not bad for you. And then preservatives, which if your body's not sensitive to those preservatives, then they're not bad for you. And she was going on this whole entire rant about how bad these products are for you and how you should be getting your protein from whole food sources. Well, hate to break it to you, but protein is a whole food source by itself. And those preservatives are only bad for you if your body responds negatively to it, which general population, it does not. Otherwise, it would be illegal. And then when it comes to artificial sweeteners, we already know that the quantity that you would need to consume of artificial sweeteners is so much so that it would be physically impossible to consume enough to do any real damage to your body if you're consuming those artificial sweeteners through the food sources listed, which is like sodas, anything that is essentially a bottled food source, so like protein shakes and stuff like that, where they add like these sweeteners to it, allulose, sucralose, and all those other different sweeteners that everybody freaks out about. You would have to consume so much that it's not physically possible. And they list these rat studies as their examples for why they're so bad. But in the rat studies, the rats are literally consuming like 800 times what the normal dose is in your average drink. My favorite diet soda, I love Diet A&W root beer. It's by far my favorite diet soda. When I was in my bodybuilding prep last season, that was like my main drink. Oh my gosh. One of the few things I had during that prep that actually made me feel like I was having something just like a normal person, a normal food. It was just diet soda. By far one of the best hacks for dieting. Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh man, Sunkist is really good too. For the citrusy flavored sodas though, I tend to, I go through like moods with those where like I couldn't drink them all the time. I do enjoy them, but root beer is that one where it's like I could drink that no matter what. It doesn't matter when it is, where it is, how it is, what food I'm eating with it. Root beer always slaps. Always. Diet Squirt. Same thing. Squirts are more citrusy as well. The Diet Squirt that I was drinking a lot of in my last prep was the grapefruit. The grapefruit flavored squirt. No. 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on. Yeah. That's it. Oh, woo. My arms feel like noodles. That's the end of my arm day. I could probably do a little bit of forearm work, but I might throw that into another day because I am freaking tired. So everybody, thank you for joining me today. I will be posting more short form videos soon to the YouTube Reels. I've got a couple of long form there, not that long, like between 4 and 8 minutes long, that I will be posting soon. If my content does appeal to you, please give me a subscription and stay tuned for more. I'll see you all next time.